Hi, I'm Rachel here with my cat Leia, and I'm answering the fourth question in the Author's Answer series. This is a series put out by J.D. Archer, and I'll link to his playlist and mine below. Question 4 is, if you could interview any author, who would it be and what question would you ask? Admittedly, I have Allegra Goodman on my mind lately. She's one of my favorite authors, and her most recent book, The Chalkboard Artist, came out last month. She's currently on tour, and she'll actually be at Politics and Prose, a local bookshop, next week, and I'm debating going and being a fangirl there. I'd want to ask her, in far more intelligent language than the following: how do you plot? What is a plot? As a literary fiction writer, I'm constantly stymied by the prospect of making things happen. Several years ago, I was part of a NaNoWriMo video group, and I was struggling along with a story about some friends on a road trip. And I was listening to YA fantasy writers move along at a fast clip, talking about who they'd killed off that day in their stories. Fast forward to now, and my novella in progress includes a few acts of familial violence. I don't know if it's a little too melodramatic or not for literary fiction. I've only explained the plot fully to my parents, and they get a little wide-eyed when I mention, and then there's manslaughter. Maybe it's not the right audience. But I wouldn't think that most fiction I write would be quite so physically intense. I want to embrace the more subtle plots. In Goodman's novel Intuition, she shadows a group of cancer researchers in a lab when someone's discovery goes a little wonky. This isn't a nefarious tale where some mustache-twirling villain goes, "Aha! I will falsify some test results and build up my fame and fortune as the curer of cancer." It's far more nuanced than that, where discoveries, first of all, have to be tested and retested. I think they'd be more like hypotheses. And it's quite easy to get some rogue result at one time, or accidentally put a number in the wrong place, or what have you. It's probably pretty easy to discern from my description that I know next to nothing about oncology. And that's not Goodman's area of expertise either. She had to research a whole lot. Which brings me to a new question. What is research? How do you research? Admittedly, I feel like I should know the answer to this, as I have master's degrees in both journalism and library science. But it's still quite daunting to try and become an expert at something or mimic expertise so that your characters sound authentic. From what I understand, Goodman received no backlash for writing about unrealistic scientists. In fact, Intuition might be her most well-received book to date. Ultimately, the conflict that drives a lot of Intuition's plot concerns the people and their buttressing ambitions. I love when Goodman dives deep into an insular group and then shows the individuals for being individual. She does the same in my favorite of her novels, Kaaterskill Falls, which is about a group of Hasidic Jews. Who knows, maybe with some faith and dedication, I can take a nosedive into an aspect of Jewish religion or culture and write my own informed story about it, right after I finish this manslaughter novella. That about covers it for me now. I'd love to hear about your favorite authors and the questions you'd ask them. I'm particularly interested in writer-center issues versus reader-center issues. As a dedicated Allegra Goodman reader, I'm currently concerned about iffy reviews I've been reading about The Chalkboard Artist. I've decided that I have to read this book ASAP once I get my copy back from my mother, so expect more on this topic soon. Thanks again to J.D. Archer for this series. Keep writing, everyone.